morning and welcome to Bahamas Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Felicius.
Good morning. I am Philip Simon. Happy Monday to you.
We're trying to get into good spirits today because it has certainly been a bloody weekend in the capital and one that Phil and I are a bit perturbed about as usual. And so we're trying our best to keep our spirits up, to keep your spirits up as we encourage you to really live your best life each day and to take care of each other because this is not okay.
So many things I'd like to say, but it is a new day, new mercies. Again, we're starting off the show by saying condolences to the family members of those who would have been murdered this weekend and those who would have died in other means. You know, it's a new day. You know, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah, and it was so important for me because, of course, all of these murders are men, and this is happening on Father's Day. I don't know the family histories or the family dynamics, but I imagine that some of them would have been fathers, and so now, you know, you have another generation of young people without their dads around, and so we really have to do more in terms of building up our men and doing what it takes to secure the future because we need each other, and this is a road that we cannot have one without the next. So I hope you enjoyed your Father's Day, Phil, despite it all.
I did. I did nothing.
That's
absolutely nothing except eat. And you know, it's one of those things where I woke up this morning and I was ashamed. I certainly want to send a shout out to the Old Fort Bay Club, Shaka and Jane, for supplying my family with so much food.
This is one of those moments when I do the half smile because he didn't call me, guys. Like, he chose to be a glutton. He could have said, you know what, this is too much food. If I eat this, I'll be ashamed. Stop. Would you like some food? I said, sure, Phil, I'll help you out. He didn't call me to help him, and so now I would let him bask in his shimmitness.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about that later because you have a segment today that deals with food. I had a segment on Friday that dealt with food, but there was no food. But I smell food this morning. Listen, we're going to have a great show for you this morning. Dr. Pinto, Gregory Pinto, is back to talk about urology care. I'm always looking forward to see the good doctor. Dr. Tracy King is also here to talk about suicide prevention, which is the other side of death. And we seem to have a growing number of that's happening as well, even in our country.
Yeah. And in addition to that, as Phil mentioned, the Bahamas culinary team is back with us. They've got an upcoming competition. They just finished a competition.
Hey, mash it up.
And it's a taste of the Caribbean is what it's called. They do have food, and I get to host that segment, so I'm looking forward to speaking with them. Dairy Queen is here to talk to us about Miracle Treat Day. So excited about this awesome initiative. Dairy Queen will be giving hearing aids to the hearing impaired, and so we're going to learn more about that in that segment. And of course, Providence Law is back. They are our resident legal aid specialists, and they're going to be talking to us about a legal clinic they are sponsoring. So we've got all of that ahead for you and more. And of course, you get to see Phil and I's lovely faces.
We're smiling.
But you can't do that without seeing the man that you tune in for every Monday and Friday. Here he is now with weather, Godfrey Burnside.
Dapper G.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First in Insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather sunrise, Cipher shows that we have a little troughing across just north of Grand Bahama and Abaco this morning. That could trigger up a couple of showers, particularly in the vicinity of Bimini, Grand Bahama and Abaco. But weak high pressure dominant with a feature, and that's causing some light winds and some real hot temperatures across the islands. Satellite picture shows very little clouds, most of it across the northwestern islands. In your weather today, we look at a mix of sun and clouds, still humid and very warm, with a few showers, possible thunderstorms popping up by afternoon, high temperature 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy and muggy, with a few showers or possible thunderstorm. Your low temperature going down to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 1875. In Jamaica, 86 and 74. In Trinidad, 84 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 88 and 77. Across North America, Atlanta, 1972. In Raleigh, 92 and 73. In Miami, 85 and 77. Dallas, Texas, 84 and 75. And Toronto, Canada, 86 and 72. For the weather look, that mix of sun and clouds into Tuesday, and then by Wednesday going partly sunny, and by the weekend we expect to pick up some more moisture across the islands. And temperature daytime will continue to be near the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts her up in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. The recent highly publicized suicide of designer Kate Spade And celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain has really brought the critical issue of suicide to the forefront. And it's something that everybody is discussing. But we would have remembered over the years seeing stories in our own local dailies about local Bahamians who committed suicide as well. Well, today we wanted to talk with doctor and psychologist, Dr. Tracy King, about this issue of suicide and mental illness in general. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas Sunrise.
Good morning.
Dr. King, it's such a pleasure to have you with us at a time when this is really at the forefront. And it's so important because for so long, so many people have been suffering with sorts of mental illness, depression, etc., and doing so silently because it was seen as almost something that shouldn't be discussed or acknowledged in any way. But these recent publicized deaths really make us think about it. And it's our understanding that in 2015, a survey was conducted amongst Bahamians that found that 1/4, actually, 1 in every 4, had considered suicide at some point. Does that statistic seem right to you? And that was 2015, it's now 2018. Do you think those numbers are still around the same?
Well, I'm not quite sure of the methodology used for that particular study. I know that over the years we've been seeing an increase in suicidal persons as well as people attempting suicide locally.
Wow.
We don't actually have comprehensive statistics,
Okay.
but being in the field that I am and being on the front lines, I have seen not only kids but also adults and older adults suffering for suicidal thoughts.
Okay. And so when we talk about this idea of suicidal thoughts, what causes that? Is mental illness always a factor, or does it have to be mental illness only? Could it be something that's sudden and might spark an idea for suicide? What are the thought processes behind suicide and what leads people to contemplate it, attempt it, or even commit it?
So suicide itself is a very diverse, multifactorial, and always complex decision.
Okay.
It doesn't discriminate. Anyone from a child straight up to an older adult could be suicidal at any point. We know that because of the association with mental illness, there is a high increase, a probability of someone being suicidal that have a mental illness.
Okay.
But over the years, and a recent study by the CDC noted that persons, quite a lot of persons that attempted suicide weren't diagnosed with mental illnesses.
Okay.
And so there's this understanding now that suicide is not just linked to mental illnesses, but to the point that a person may be overwhelmed by what is happening within their life and lack the ability to cope with it.
Okay.
Most persons that are suicidal at the end of the day feel very isolated, feel very hopeless, and they see suicide as an escape from their emotional pain.
Wow. So people see suicide as an escape from emotional pain. And this is good because it's interesting to note that, yes, mental illness may play a factor, but it may not. And I think a lot of people need to be aware of that as we're communicating with others, dealing with others on a day-to-day basis. And I'll let you talk to me some more about that in a minute. But one of the other things we found is one of the reasons this is being brought to the fore is because you have things like social media, you have the internet, you have the opportunity to get this news right away on your cell phones. Do celebrity deaths like this, these public suicides, kind of promote that idea in some people, you think? Like people who might not have considered it before see this and say, well, maybe that's an option for me as well?
It may have, I mean, to be honest, because it's so multifactorial, it could be a lot of different reasons. They can see the person that had died, that was a celebrity, and say, well, well, I was thinking about it, they did it, then maybe it's okay.
Okay.
But it's also the fact that they are celebrities, that it brings us back to the forefront of looking at this issue in the media, in the spotlight. Because if we look at through the years, you've had multiple celebrities. One of the other famous ones is Robin Williams. And so every time we see this, we see that there's this increase because they then promote the hotlines and so forth. And it was a report that right after Kate Spade and so forth, they saw a huge increase in persons calling the hotlines.
Okay.
But talking about suicide doesn't encourage someone to do it.
Okay.
Talking about it allows that conversation to happen. Because most persons that are suicidal, they believe that they are isolated in their pain, isolated in their situation. By talking about it, it allows them to feel connected and allows them to also be given the inspiration of hope that yes, your situation may be dire, yes, you're going through these things, but there are other alternatives other than killing yourself.
Okay. So let's talk about those options that are available to us here in the Bahamas. If somebody is feeling suicidal and they may not have access through work or through an insurance company to reach out to someone abroad, what are some of the local opportunities that they have to say, this is how I'm feeling, I need help?
Well, I want to say ourselves. Because we are, persons that are suicidal, feel isolated. Over the years, Samlin's Rehabilitation Center has been participating in the World Suicide Prevention Day, which is September 10th of every year. And this theme is working together to prevent suicide. And it is the idea, because suicide is so multifactorial, that it requires all of us to work together to prevent it. Meaning that if I see my coworker, my friend, my colleague, or my spouse or my child acting differently or doing different signs, then instead of just, brushing it off, really asking the question, are you okay? The local resources we have, you have Samlin's Rehabilitation Center. You have the outpatient of Samlin Rehabilitation Center called Community Counseling Assessment Center, and that's off of Collins Avenue. The number there is 323-3293. You also can call 919. And if that person, or if you are suicidal, you can actually go to Princess Margaret Hospital if it's an emergency, to seek help. So there are resources out there, the Bahamas Crisis Center, but most persons that are suicidal may not seek help, and that requires us to really pay attention to those warning signs.
Those signs. What are some maybe 4 or 5 signs that we could look at and say, okay, something's not right here? I know that when I studied this a couple years ago, one of the signs was somebody giving everything away, like maybe not wanting to be here anymore, so it's just giving things away to people. But are there other signs that we could look for and say, okay, something's not right, maybe I need to intervene?
There are a few signs that the research has identified. So someone outright saying, I want to end my life. The feeling like a burden, feeling hopeless, feeling depressed, feeling, an increase in substance abuse, risk-taking behaviors, as you mentioned, preparation for their death, getting their will together, writing a note, suicidal note, talking about leaving, saying goodbye, giving away those prized possessions. I want to reiterate that just one sign does not indicate suicidal. A person is suicidal, but it's a combination of all of these factors. And a lot of reasons why we don't see it is we sit there and we say, well, that person was doing fine, we didn't notice it, because we don't really know what the signs are. We're not really paying attention. And so it's important to really recognize that all of these signs can indicate someone who is suicidal. And if you see them, don't just brush it off, but to actually ask the question, are you okay? Because if you ask that question, it starts that conversation, and that person then feels like you are willing to listen, willing to help, but it also allows them to feel less isolated.
All right. Dr. King, thank you so much for bringing us some powerful words this morning and truly helping us to begin to identify those things that we may take for granted or brush off casually, and really we need to be our brother and sisters keepers. So we appreciate this conversation with you this morning.
Thanks for having me.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be back with more after this commercial break.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want First Response on your side, call 32-FIRST or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First Response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
So who really own the Nassau Container Port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Every month our next guest drives home the fact that early detection of prostate cancer can lead to a 100% cure rate. He is back spreading that message. Dr. Gregory Pinto, urologist from Urology Care Bahamas. Good morning, Doc. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Philip. Good morning, Bahamas.
Man, you have a really busy schedule. Thank you so much for dedicating this segment to us and to men and women across the Bahamas. And of course, now that we are on YouTube, of course, all over the world. Thank you for coming
It's
back.
my pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you're going to be busy this week, actually. Men's Night Health Talk. It's an annual event.
It's an annual event at Doctors Hospital.
Okay.
Only men
Only
are
men.
invited.
Just
so
us.
You
Okay.
can ask anything. There's no embarrassment because we're all men. We all go through the same thing, if not at that moment,
Yeah.
later on in life. So it's a casual event. Beer and wings are going to be available.
Oh, there you
and
go.
as I mentioned again, women are
Not
prohibited.
allowed. Oh, wow.
So it's across from Doctors Hospital at
Okay.
Luton House Conference Room, which is on Dowswell Street at this Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Thursday, 6. What are some of the topics that normally cover?
Anything.
Anything,
So
any and everything?
nothing's out of bounds.
Okay.
So obviously anything to do with prostate cancer, obviously overactive bladder from benign prostate hyperplasia, erectile dysfunction, kidney stones, hematuria. So anything that's growing on a man's mind in terms of how can I get myself healthier,
Right.
we're going to discuss.
It's a very important topic. I think we tend to take it for granted so often. But you'll also be introducing a revolutionary, minimally invasive treatment called brachytherapy.
Again, with Doctors Hospital, we're going to be introducing brachytherapy, which in many first world countries is a first-line treatment for curative treatment of prostate cancer. And what makes it so amazing is that it's an outpatient procedure. You can minimally invasively, painlessly, with no recovery, cure someone of prostate cancer within 1 hour.
Really?
You can go back to work the next day, you can go to church the next day, not have any real side effects, not require any painkillers, go back to the gym the next day, and you are cured of prostate cancer at a equal rate or even superior rate in some studies to even the Da Vinci robotic surgery. So it's revolutionary, and also in terms of side effects, it has the minimal side effects. So you keep your erections at an almost 100% rate. There's no issue of urinary incontinence.
Right.
So I think in terms of the fear that Bahamian men, they hear about prostate cancer, 1 in 6 men are going to get prostate cancer worldwide. That includes obviously the Bahamas. Unfortunately, because we're predominantly of African descent, ancestry, we have a more aggressive form of prostate cancer, and it usually presents earlier than our Caucasian or Asian counterparts. So we need to be extremely diligent in getting our prostate cancer screening, and that we need to be aware that if we do pick up prostate cancer, it only has to be a little bump in the road.
Right.
We can cure you in 1 day.
Does it depend on the level?
Yeah,
or
so obviously if it has to be organ confined. If it's not organ confined, the modality is not applicable. So again, early detection means for minimally invasive cure. So that's another motivation to get you checked out for cancer.
So when you're talking about getting checked out and you're talking about the MRI, what is it, magnetic resonance?
Again, that's another revolution we're trying to introduce through Doctors Hospital. We already have a state-of-the-art MRI machine, magnetic resonance imaging. The advantage of that, there's no radiation involved. You sit harmlessly in a tube, get your MRI, and that can pick up prostate cancer at almost a 98, 99% specificity, any clinically relevant prostate cancer. So it can be used on many levels, including for trying to stage prostate cancer and trying to get a biopsy. We can actually localize with the imaging where do we need to do the biopsy to get an accurate staging of prostate cancer. So in the past, we use an ultrasound that will not determine exactly where we need to do the biopsy. We'll just do it at certain levels. And we can miss prostate cancer, or we can understage prostate cancer. In this way, using an MRI with prostate biopsy, we can make sure that we get an accurate staging, and we can use that imaging further to treat you in terms of brachytherapy.
Wow. And all of that is happening, I mean, now, like this year.
Yes, and in fact, we're getting the Rolls Royce of MRI machines at Doctors Hospital in September, a 3T MRI. You can't get any better in the world. And that's the best imaging that's going to give us the best. In fact, we're picking up prostate cancer so early now. There has been an introduction in the last 15 years or so of a treatment modality called active surveillance. So we pick up prostate cancer when it's clinically insignificant, where if we hadn't picked it up on a routine blood test,
Right.
it wouldn't have been of any consequence to you maybe for 10 years, 12 years, some cases 15 years. So we can actively surveil you for those number of years until we can cure you when you have maybe an increase in terms of volume of cancer or in terms of upstaging of the disease.
Wow.
So we're picking up prostate cancer extremely early.
So there's no reason.
There is absolutely reason that any Bahamian man is presenting with the body riddled with metastatic disease, or they're presenting because their kidneys are obstructed with kidney failure requiring dialysis, or worse yet, patients who have cancer spread to their spine and they have spinal impingement and they present for the very first time with paraplegia. So they're never going to walk again.
Wow.
And that's their first diagnosis to prostate cancer. So prostate cancer is not even a slow death. It's a prolonged, agonizing, emotionally great toll, not only on the patient, but on the family. And it's economically a horrible thing that the family has to go through.
Absolutely.
And you can prevent that even if you don't love yourself. Love your wife. Don't let your wife go through that.
And your children.
Don't let your
That's
kids, your
Yeah.
grandkids, your nephews, your nieces
Yeah.
see you die an agonizing death, and then you're taken out as and often cases, the primary breadwinner of the family.
There's also a lot that can be done for overactive bladders in
So
men and women. I mean, this is
so it's a misconception that urologists are only there for men. We deal with children from newborns all the way to men and women in their hundreds. So 1 in 3, some studies say 1 in 4 women have an overactive bladder. That means they're urinating. The bladder controls their life. They don't control the bladder.
Right.
They're scared to drink a glass of water. Don't forget about a coffee or a glass of wine because they know they're going to run to the toilet. They can't sit,
at night.
especially at night. They don't have a good night's sleep. They're walking around like zombies because they never have that good night's sleep. They wake up more tired than when they first went to bed because they're waking up 10 times in the night to urinate. They're waking up their spouse. Posterior tibial nerve stimulation, which is basically electroacupuncture. Small little microscopic needles you place in the nerve at the back of the ankle can deliver painless electrical currents that all the nerves in the body interrelated. It will treat overactive bladder, and not only that, the benefit is also treats chronic constipation.
This is fascinating.
It is
Dr.
fascinating, yes.
Pinto. We always run out of time, and we could sit and chat all day long. But of course, persons, if they're interested in reaching you, they can contact you at the Urology Care Bahamas. Just give you contact information.
Yes, so I'm right down the street at 68 Collins Avenue and 6 Stairs at the Centerville Medical Center, and my contact at my office is 326-1929.
All right, great. And of course, you can see him this Thursday in the Men's Health Night Talk at Doctor's Hospital. Dr. Gregory Pinto.
Thank you very much, Philip.
Good to see you as always. You're watching Bahamas Sunrise. We'll be right back.
I always wanted to come back to the College of Bahamas. I wanted to be a faculty. When the opportunity came for me to be Vice President of Operations, I said, well, let me try that first. It makes me proud because I was here before. I feel as if now I'm sort of like a beacon for those students who are here to say, hey, listen, I can actually be a Vice President. I can actually be one of the big leaders at the university. I'm Ronnie Stevenson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire. You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here. I telling you he's been on all type shows and stuff?
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else? Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with Rev Go Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Our studio is full of flavor, and I'm not just talking about the food, I'm talking about personalities. We're with our national culinary team this morning talking about Taste of the Caribbean, which is a culinary competition taking place June 22nd to the 26th in Miami, and our team is here to win it all. Here to tell us more about it, we're very happy to have Charlotte Knowles-Thompson, who's the team administrator, and she's brought a host of chefs and even a bartender with her. Gonna let them introduce themselves right now. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bahamas Sunrise.
Good morning.
Oh, they sound ready to win. They sound ready to win. Listen, I'm going to start with you, Chef, and I just want you to pass this mic along, and then those of you that are mic'd, you can use your mics, of course. Let us know your name and what you're representing.
All right, I'm Chef Jamal Small. Chef Jamal Small of Heron Cove, Ocean Club Estates, private chef.
Okay.
I'm doing the senior chef competition.
Senior chef competition.
Pleasant good day, Derek Blackman. Here representing Bahama, Grand Hyatt, Blue Note representing, bartender.
Okay, we about to see him hook us up with some
Morning,
drinks.
Bahamas. Chef Ryan Markendosh, apprentice chef on the Bahamas team, and I'm a private chef.
All right, apprentice chef.
Hi, Chef Owen Bain. I'm this year's team captain and also representing Cassava Grill.
And I've had Cassava Grill, so I can vouch for him.
Yes,
He's a good man,
yes.
y'all. All right.
Chef Kevin Pratt, the executive chef of Royal Blue Tavern, doing the seafood competition.
Okay.
Morning, Bahamas. My name is Chef Esther Dean, and I'm a yacht chef.
A yacht chef.
Yes.
He's fancy smancy.
And everybody knows me, so I have my own mic. I don't need that.
All right, and that's Miss Charlotte Knowles-Thompson, of course. Phil has snuck into the studio. He promised me that he was coming here to invade my food space. Phil, I do not come into your interviews. You need to back up. You need to back up, Phil. Listen, I know that the chefs are going to prepare some amazing stuff for us. Of course, team captain from Cassava Grill has prepared something here with Guinness, right? What is this called?
Oh, well, actually, this one here is our Pina Colada Radler Battered Grouper.
Pina Colada Radler Battered Grouper.
Say that 5 times
Pina
fast,
Colada.
right?
Okay, let me after the show, because we're going to have a couple of minutes. But of course, everything is sponsored by Commonwealth Brewery, right?
Yes, yes.
And so all along the mix, we've got great drinks mixed into our food.
Yes.
That's exciting stuff. Now, Chef Astaire, also with you, you're making something special for me, right? What is it that you're going to be doing?
Well, I decided to do a simple ice cream base, and I just incorporated Vitamalt with a little sea salt and Guinness with a little bit of burnt caramel.
Okay, Guinness with burnt caramel and
Yes.
Vitamalt with sea salt. He's fancy, he's fancy. All right, so get that prepared for us, Chef. I want to let Phil taste something since he came all the way up here just to see what's going on. And of course, my bartender, Derek, you're going to be making something special for us as well, right?
Yes, what I'm going to be making is actually a tropical margarita, which is a combination of coconut rum, tequila, with mango puree, a little bit of ginger infused syrup, and topped off with
Well, let's make it happen, because it sounds like a plan to me. It ain't too early in the morning when it's for work, guys.
Yes,
It's
of
fine.
course.
When it's work. It's fine. Good work. Now, Charlotte, you've been with our team for some time now. How successful have they been in these types of competition over the years?
The Bahamas, we've always come out on top. We are the team that they come prepared to beat.
Okay.
2015, we walk away with the title.
Wow.
We are the reigning junior chef of the year currently.
Okay.
We've walked away with pastry chef of the year 2006, 2014, 2015, 2016. We've walked away with beef hall of fame with Jamal Smalls there. We've walked away with bartender of the year in 2015, 2016. We've walked away with the titles every year. So, you know, they come for the Bahamas.
Come for the Bahamas.
But every time they come, we come with something
Something
bigger.
better, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we always 2 steps ahead of them.
So talk to me about why this is important for us in terms of promotion. Of course, you work with the Bahamas, a hotel
And Tourism Association,
board.
yes.
What does the culinary tourism mean for us as a country?
Well, we have to remain on the cutting edge of gastronomy. We have to be 2 steps ahead. Everybody wants to be a part of tourism now. And so how do we remain competitive? How do we get people to continuously come here? When they travel, they want to experience the unique Bahamian flavor.
Okay.
And so we need to invest in ourselves, continuously train our chefs to take on new tasks, find new, look at this, you know,
I see him.
new ways of making things uniquely ours, like the Guinness and the Radler.
Yeah.
You know, this is ours.
Okay.
And you know, it's interesting because we have to carry these products. They can't source it for us. And the sad thing about it is once you carry the rule is you have to bring enough for the other countries.
Wow.
So it's an introduction too. So Commonwealth Brewery will be all over the Caribbean because we have to carry their products and share it. Now they won't know what to do with it, you know, but at least we would have shared it. We follow the rules. And we're going to create greatness. We're going to walk away with the title again this year. I mean, that's just the Bahamas.
They talking again, but I know that they can deliver as well. And I want to just go back over this dish here because I saw you drizzle a little something. See, just be little small things, Phil. See, you drizzle a little something on top of the ice cream.
Yeah,
what was that, Chef?
That was a little bit of Guinness and burnt caramel.
Okay, Guinness and burnt caramel. Man, that sound good, man.
Listen,
We gonna.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah, you just waiting, and you just talk about how much you already ate. Now, is this anybody's in the competition first time going this year?
I am.
Your first time. How you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, but at the end of the day, I have to step up.
Give him the mic.
Right there.
I mean, a bit nervous, but at the end of the day, I mean, I have to step up to the plate and just hit it off the park. So,
Well, you go ahead. I want you to shake this drink up. I want you to Now, Chef Devin, I know you've got a mic on you there. Obviously, you have these amazing group of cakes. I can't wait to taste at the front here. You're leading the team this year.
Yes.
What goes into leading this type of team?
Well, actually going into leading this type of team is actually we want to focus primarily on the standards.
Okay.
You know, we want to make sure we don't go against any other particular teams, but our own particular standard.
Okay.
And since we set such a high standard in gold, we want to go and exceed that this year.
Okay. All right. What type of preparation goes into being on this team, Chef Smalls?
A lot of hours.
A lot of
attitude and talking to
early morning.
You know, I've been going to taste for the past 8 years, and it has been phenomenal and a great experience every year, and it's a brotherhood.
Yes.
It's like quote unquote a lodge. A great experience every year. I must say I love it. I love representing the country every year, year after year.
Now, Chef Ryan, I want you to pass the mic to him. You're an apprentice this year. What have you learned so far from working with this team, and what do you want to take away from this experience when you travel to Miami?
What I've learned basically is a lot of hard work, dedication, determination. Basically mainly the culinary skills and ethics, also especially in the gastronomy field, and also mainly in the basic field as well, into high scale quantity of food. And also I've learned a lot of teamwork, you know, and basically for me, I would love to take it on to my future career, and it's been, these guys are like, you know,
yeah, they come down on him.
They got me. They got me. And honestly, truly, like for the past couple.
The bags?
Chef Kevin making me laugh. I want you to pass this mic to Chef Kevin. Chef Kevin, I keep hearing you use this fancy word, gastronomy, right? And this is not just cooking. Y'all are doing something creatively and using chemicals and stuff to make people really feel good. But you're going against the Caribbean. Flavors galore from Trinidad to Jamaica that we're very used to. What is it that you have to bring to the table to just really be on top?
Well, you know, we are in the Bahamas. We are at the cutting edge of gastronomy, and when we use gastronomy, we try our best to incorporate the new modern molecular techniques, and we put them in our Bahamian cuisine. And all of us here have had the privilege to go off and worked in different areas and different places where we could bring and put ideas back into our Bahamian cuisine. So that's how we.
So y'all ready? So Charlotte, I'll give you the final word here. Any final thoughts you want to leave with us as the Bahamas? Any final thoughts from Commonwealth Brewery as you take this team to get the goal and bring it all back home?
We just have to thank everybody. It's very expensive to field a team. A minimum of $70,000.
Wow.
And so when Corporate Bahamas buys into the idea and supports us, they say, hey, we believe in what you're doing. We want to ensure that we're always out there. The Bahamas is always in the forefront. And so that is what it takes. Hours of training, weeks and weeks, and rowing one another and getting mad. That's what it's about, because we have to remain. It's better in the Bahamas.
Better in the Bahamas. Better in the Bahamas. Better in Bahamas at Sunrise. Only good things happen when you come here, so we know that you're about to win. It's getting better for me and Phil because we're about to eat. We're going to go to commercial break, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas. Thank you. All the best. Peace, guys. Food time. See you in a few.
Are you ready for hurricane season? Electro Telecom Limited has all the resources to get the job done. Our team understands the unique needs of residents and businesses in the Bahamas.
Whether you need to install hurricane shutters, trim trees, purchase or repair a generator, or dig wells to resolve flooding or septic issues, we have the solution.
We are also a 3-phase licensed electrical contractor specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial needs. Find us on Facebook or call 322-5696 or 325-6816.
Hi, I'm Davrielle, and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My Account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My Account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you have finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. And that's your Rev Tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise, where Phil, of course, is currently otherwise engaged. Phil, wipe the lip. Get the lip right there. And Bahamas culinary team is with us. Excuse me 1 second. It's been a great morning, as you can tell. We've still got more to come in the second half for you. Really excited to talk with Providence Law about our legal aid segment.
Yeah, we live?
We are live. We've been live for a while. This is
Okay.
This is what I'm doing. And in addition to that, Miracle Treat Day is here. Now, you won't get one of these amazing, the thing with the Guinness and the caramel, but you can get an awesome blizzard and help a kid spectacularly.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's really good. But you left yours upstairs, so you can't have any of this. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, they brought it in for
That's
Phil.
what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. But listen, we also want to say a special congratulations to our own G-Man, Godfrey Burnside. Very special award yesterday in church, Father of the Year, but certainly he's just a wonderful guy.
He's an awesome man. And Godfrey is so good because he's especially good with helping the sick and the shut-in and doing that as a church member.
Quietly so. I mean, it doesn't look for any accolades. And,
No,
I mean,
but
we know he's a star,
we know
but now
that.
you do too.
Now they do too. And
Yeah.
so congratulations to Godfrey from all of us here at Bahamas at Sunrise, and of course everybody at Holy Trinity Church that recognized him specially. And because he's so special, we're going to bring him back to you as we continue to eat our food. Here he is with your second look at weather, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you guys, good morning, Bahamas. Also, thank you to T. Clinton and the ACM at Holy Cross Trinity, and also our rector, Father Fox. In your second look at weather sunrise, we're going to look at the tropics first. In the tropics, we do have an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms, and it's moving towards the north. In the northwestern Gulf of Mexico, north threat to Bahamas, it has a 10% chance of development over the next 5 days. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On a local scene, weak high pressure across the islands will contribute light winds and hot temperature in the next several days, with a chance of showers and thunderstorms by afternoon. In your marine forecast, we're looking at those winds today northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet. Those winds falling light and variable over the northwest Bahamas. Easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet in northwest Bahamas. East to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas. East to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 11:32 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 5:40 this evening. High gain tonight at 11:56. Sunset at 8 p.m. this evening. Rises more at 6:20. UV index 8. Your water temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Your extended look, mix and sun and cloud again tomorrow. Partly sunny through Thursday. By the weekend, we expect some increasing cloudiness with 30 to 40% and possible thunderstorms. Temperature daytime will be near the 90-degree mark. At nighttime, in the upper 70s. That puts a wrap on your final look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your RevGo Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
So who really own the Nassau Container Port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do. Thank you. I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
You be stretched, me. The true lesson is know thyself. And until you know yourself, you're going to be battling with a lot of stuff. Until I knew I was a caricature artist, my company couldn't start. Until I knew I loved to give rather than to receive, I could not be a mentor. I am Renbert Mortimer, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We had to take a quick little break, allowing ourselves to digest some of the wonderful food that's been here on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning. But today in our legal aid segment, we're going to discuss several matters regarding the budget and, of course, the tax increases that have been proposed and have been hot topics recently. But first, we want to highlight the free legal clinic that is going to be sponsored by the Bahamas Bar Associations and BFM Bahamas Faith Ministries. Joining us this morning are Mr. Khalil Parker, President of the Bar Association, and Merritt Store Managing Partner of Providence Law. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Simon, how you Thank you. Didn't offer any treats.
I know. I apologize for that.
I was going to let it slide.
But so we're doing the legal aid clinic once again. Very happy to see this back on the calendar. For those who don't know, please tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Bahamas Faith Ministries and the Bahamas Bar Association have agreed to promote this event. And it's a community-based event, and what it involves is attorneys really donating their time to the public, and members of the public can come to this event and sit with an attorney for 20 minutes and get counseled on any area of law that they may need assistance in. So the event is scheduled for Saturday the 30th of June from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Diplomat Center on Carmichael Road. All that is required is that persons sign up for the event and indicate a time that they would prefer to come. So they would have to sign up at the Bahamas Bar Association's office. And I meant to bring the phone number, Mr. Parker, if you remember that number right offhand.
393-3220.
That's the Bahamas Bar Association's office, and then Bahamas Faith Ministries at 461, I think, 6444. And they will be able to, they'll have to give their name or contact, indicate what area of law they're interested in, because we will have attorneys available in their specialty. And we'll want to match them up based on what their specific need is.
Well, Khalil, tell us a little bit more. I mean, how does this benefit our viewers and the general public?
Well, you know, the best things in life are free, they say. So,
and we normally don't hear that from attorneys.
You know, it's one of those ways that we can really give back to the community, and it benefits because, you know, a lot of times people can find themselves sitting on their rights and not knowing how to begin the process or how to engage the legal system itself directly. And this gives them an opportunity in a familiar and informal environment to engage with an attorney and to get some guidance. While you will not necessarily be able to cover the length and breadth of whatever legal problem you're faced with, you can get at least some guidance and instruction as to where to begin.
20 minutes is not a very long period of time, but it certainly could change somebody's life. I mean, tell us about the impact that, you know, this time allocation could have.
Well, I think the main thing, as Mr. Parker indicated, is trying to ascertain whether you have a right to something. Oftentimes people have a question in their mind that they don't want to pay to get the answer to. so there may be this real estate matter, that is a family issue, and you have a question about it. Here's an opportunity to get some clarity on it. And I think the main thing that we're trying to do is give people clarity on legal issues. Then, depending on the answer you get, you know, well, okay, do I really have a cause to pursue? Or you may determine, you know, that's really nothing. I really shouldn't bother with that. I'll just leave that alone. So it brings clarity.
Right.
That's the
and
main thing.
And if they get an answer that they like or something that, piques their interest, I mean, what would be the next steps towards, engaging that attorney or an attorney to help solve that problem?
Well, what you'd want to do is, depending on, it's up to the attorney. Sometimes at these events, attorney-client relationships do form.
Right.
And what you'd want to do is engage an attorney, get a retainer agreement, setting out the parameters of the relationship. But what you would really need to get down to engaging with the attorney on is a consultation, a more in-depth look at what it is, and get a prescription for how they see your matter moving forward from the initial stages.
I like that.
Just add one thing. Very important, Mr. Parker indicated, but very important to put the terms in writing.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that the attorney is engaged on a specific term of reference, so there's no ambiguity or lack of clarity.
And every client prescription, I love that word, might be different, right?
Yes,
So obviously when it's in black and white, it's clear to everybody.
Absolutely.
Just going to, and again, just tell us the dates and the times.
Saturday, the 30th of June,
Right.
from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Bahamas Faith Ministries on Carmichael Road. In order for a person to attend, we want to discourage people just showing up,
right.
so they don't wait around all day.
Right.
So if you want to make an appointment, you call the Bahamas Bar Association's office, or you can call Bahamas Faith Ministries and confirm an appointment.
You can also visit the bar office at Clare Road and Mackey Street as well.
Okay, great. Let's just switch gears a little bit and talk about the budget debate. Sure. Does the Bar Association take an official position on tax-related matters?
Well, we don't necessarily comment outside of specific issues that affect the profession directly. However, we are interested in general areas of public importance. So if it is that something out of the budget or the budget itself raises an area of public concern, we may venture into the fray, so to speak. But generally speaking, we comment on issues of general public importance or those of specific importance to the legal profession.
Has there been any in this particular budget that have kind of jumped out at you?
Well, I would note from the budget, the banner item is the VAT increase. Okay. And there are some concerns among members as to the impact that has, particularly on the criminal side, with citizens able to defend themselves and to afford legal representation. And it's on that level, it's an access to justice issue. Yeah. It is something that we are contending with. So that is definitely one of the areas of concern in terms of the practical provision of legal services.
Absolutely.
I'll just add to that on the real estate side, what we have is currently the status quo is that you pay stamp duty at 2.5% on a transaction up to $100,000. Over $100,000, you still pay the stamp duty and you pay 7.5% VAT. What the government is proposing is that on transactions now over $100,000, you will not pay any VAT, but you will pay stamp duty up to 10%, which means in essence that the closing costs for that is still the same. It's a cap at 10%. So in this one instance, actually, the 12% VAT is not having a negative impact on a transaction that a person is engaged with.
Even though there's been much focus, obviously, on the VAT increase and the increased taxes for gaming operators, are there any other areas that the government normally reviews on an annual basis for revenue purposes?
Well, as I indicated, stamp tax is one of those areas that on an annual basis the government normally tinkers with and makes adjustments. The other is real property tax, and there are some amendments that the government has made in regard to real property tax as well that have not really gotten any highlights, but they've changed the definition of owner-occupied property for non-Bahamian owners of developed property.
All right, excellent. So the Bar Association, is that something that the general public can, or is that exclusively for the attorneys who are members?
With respect to?
The access.
Well, we're definitely a public resource with respect to regulation of attorneys and with respect to issues of public importance. So if there's something that, broadly speaking, but we don't provide legal advice in that regard.
All right, well, listen, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us, Bahamas Sunrise. Wishing you every success in your upcoming legal clinic on the 30th of June at Bahamas Faith Ministries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Watching Bahamas Sunrise. Over to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Phil. Phil, if you were concerned about eating too much yesterday for Father's Day or stealing all of my food in the segment this morning, I've got good news for you. There is still more food for you to get. This time you have to purchase it. We're talking about DQ's Miracle Treat Day, Phil, and that will happen on the 21st. And we're going to be sharing some more with all of you that are watching about how you can participate in giving a child a miracle, all by eating a blizzard to your heart's content this coming Thursday. Here to tell us more, we're very happy to have Crystal Campbell, who's the operations manager at DQ Bahamas, and Miss Sonia Rule, who's the principal at the Red Cross Center for Deaf Children. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good morning.
A pleasure to have you. A pleasure to have you both with us, especially because this is something so important. Talk to me about Miracle Treat Day. What is it?
Well, Miracle Treat Day is an initiative that started in the United States some 30 plus years ago, and this is where they decided to give back to the community. And they would have been able to say, you know what, let's look to see who need help. And, you know, they wanted to give back to kids, seeing that Dairy Queen is a treat place and kids love to come for ice cream. So every year they choose a date and they sell blizzards and they donate proceeds from the blizzard to help the Children Miracle Network. And some 5 years ago, Dairy Queen saw the need to have that here in the Bahamas. So every year we'd find, you know, someone in need. The first year we did cancer. The second year we did diabetes. We did autism. Last year was Down syndrome. And so this year we decided to go with the Red Cross Center for Deaf Children. So every blizzard that we sell on June 21st, that's this Thursday, $2 will go towards the Red Cross Center for Deaf Children.
Excellent. $2 go toward the Red Cross Center for Deaf Children. And that is really exciting. We know that there are multiple Dairy Queen locations across New Providence. Will each one of those locations be participating? And can you remind us of what the locations are again, please?
Yes, we have 5 locations. And this is the Dairy Queen in the Harbor Bay Plaza, Mall at Marathon, Southwest Plaza, Cable Beach in the Huffers Plaza, and we have a newest location in the Seagrace Shopping Plaza off Prince Charles.
Okay, so you could go east, west, north, south, wherever you are. There's a DQ nearby, and you can participate in Miracle Treat Day.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. And this is really important because it only takes just buying a blizzard, which is something that we love to enjoy anyway.
Correct.
Only about, I think, $5.65 or something for the blizzard.
Actually, the mini is $4.49.
I'll take that for $4.49.
Yes. So you can start as low as $4.49.
Okay.
Come in, get a blizzard, treat yourself while making Miracle happen at the same time.
That's what it's all about. And I want to talk to the lady that's going to be benefiting from this miracle happening. And this is the principal, an amazing woman, Miss Sonia Rule, from the Bahamas Red Cross Center for Deaf Children. Ms. Rule, talk to us about how important a donation like this is to the Red Cross Center for Deaf Children.
Yes. Let me say a big thank you to Dairy Queen for allowing us to be the recipient this year. And indeed, a donation like this can go a long way at the Center for the Deaf. Many of our students are not equipped at this time with hearing aids because of the cost factor. 2 hearing aids can go for about over $3,000.
Wow.
And with the hearing aid, we would have to purchase for the use in the classroom a FM system that will assist them. And so we can see where the new school year will be so much brighter because Dairy Queen stepped in and assisted these students, and so a big thank you to them.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And a lot of people, unfortunately, may not be aware of our special needs community as much as they should be, and the differing abilities amongst us. But when a child has the opportunity to learn through a hearing aid, deaf people can really be a part of society, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And so it's so important that people contribute in whatever way that they can to making these hearing aids possible. As an educator in this field, have you seen these hearing aids make a real difference in the way that students communicate?
Yes, it assists students with auditory training and with speech therapy. Because speech therapists are very, very difficult to find on the island. We cannot attract them. I don't know, it could be the pay rate is very low, but if the teachers have this kind of equipment in their hands, proper hearing aids for the students and an FM system, they can now become speech therapists in their own way to assist students to better articulate and to be more aware of their environment.
Excellent. I'm so excited. I think about the fact that DQ has given this $35,000 over the years to all of these different causes, and to know that this is going to help students with hearing aids is something special for me, because there was a girl in my class, regular school, but she had a hearing aid in the 3rd grade, and I remember first being aware that people had different abilities because of her hearing aid. But it's amazing the way that it can transform a life. So DQ has done an awesome job with this initiative. Why does DQ do it? Why do you care?
You know, we love to give back to the community. and sometimes it's helping a friend, you know, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
And how this initiative for the hearing aid came about this year was that we have a particular manager who works with us. And she used to say that she used to thought her son was rude. She called his name, he would not answer. Everybody calls him and you know, paying attention. He ain't paying attention. And when he was in school, the same thing. The kids say, "Oh, Zaino, listen." They would have told him that he needed to get his tongue cut and all these different things. And so she ended up getting his hearing aid tested. And come to find he was 70% deaf in one ear and 30% deaf in the other ear. So he had to get hearing aids for both his ears. You know, so we're happy to be able to assist her because we assist with speech therapy with her son. So it makes us feel good that we're giving back to the community.
That's amazing.
Yes,
That's amazing.
doing
All
our
right.
part.
So let's get these clear because I want everybody to be a part of Miracle Treat Day. People often wonder how they can help, or you know, they don't even think about helping. But this is such a simple way for everyone to get involved, to everyone to be a part of the miracle. So let's go through this again. June 21st is Miracle Treat Day.
June 21st is Miracle Treat Day. All roads lead to Dairy Queen, your favorite Dairy Queen, whatever location that may be, on June 21st. So come into Dairy Queen. You can come to Dairy Queen as of today and purchase coupons. So if you're not going to be on the island, you don't want to come in the store on Thursday with all the, you know, the traffic that may be coming through, you can purchase coupon and you can use it at a later date. It has no expiration date. You can come in on that day, the actual day, only one day. We do in-store, which is June 21st. You can purchase a blizzard and $2 from every blizzard goes towards the Red Cross Center for Deaf Children. You can also come into Dairy Queen. You can purchase a hot dog. I don't eat ice cream. I can't have ice cream. You may want a sandwich and you can donate your coins or you can round up to the nearest dollar and that donation will go towards the Red Cross Center for Deaf Kids as well.
All right. And the hours that you're open?
We'll be open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
All right. So from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., let's make a miracle happen for all of our deaf children attending the Red Cross Center for the Deaf. Remember, $2 from every blizzard goes to that cause. You don't eat blizzards, it's okay. You can still come on in, purchase something else from Dairy Queen, round up that change, and give it to a student in need. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise and for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Are you ready for hurricane season? Electro Telecom Limited has all the resources to get the job done. Our team understands the unique needs of residents and businesses in the Bahamas.
Whether you need to install hurricane shutters, trim trees, purchase or repair a generator, or dig wells to resolve flooding or septic issues, we have the solution.
We are also a three-phase licensed electrical contractor specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial needs. Find us on Facebook or call 322-5696 or 325-6816.
At TCL Group, we are nation builders, and we invite you to join us. Support Bahamas Business Outlook. Sponsor You and Your Money. Advertise on Bahamas at Sunrise. Be a nation builder. Partner with the Counselors Limited. Email us at adagency@tclbahamas.com or call 322-1000.
That's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Yes, this is all that's left.
I'm looking at it like he's still holding the thing in his hand.
You know what? And I woke up this morning saying I was not going to eat anything until dinner because of what I did yesterday. And first thing this morning,
Phil, you must repent.
I know.
Yeah, gotta repent.
I had to do it though.
We did. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back with you on Friday.